Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 25 of our Coordinator Climb series here on Football Coach College Dynasty. Last we left off, it was an all off season episode. We went through the transfer portal, both our players leaving, getting some new guys in the room, went through the preseason, and now we find ourselves week 1 against number 6 ranked Washington. Before that, a little housekeeping in case you did not watch my Colorado Rockies rebuild episode that went up on Saturday. I know there's been some frame rate sort of drop buffering issues with some of the episodes. I did a fix for that and it worked pretty well last episode. So here's hoping that we have no issues here today. Also, in hilarious note, so in the database I use, conference realignment happens every about 10-ish years or so. And it happened this off season. The only real thing that affects us is the SEC, instead of being 4 divisions with 4 teams apiece, it is now 2 divisions of 6 teams total. I am in the East Division with Georgia, Bama, Florida, Auburn, South Carolina, and our rivals Tennessee. In the West is A&M, LSU, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mizzou, Texas, and Mississippi State. You will notice there are 2 SEC teams that are not in the SEC anymore. If we go to the American, we will find Kentucky, who is now in the Southeast Division of the American, and Ole Miss, who is now in the Northwest Division. That is right, folks. Ole Miss, no longer a member of the SEC. They have not had a great sim. They won bowl game 3 of their first 4 years, but only been back once since then. They have dropped to a prestige of 4 and thus find themselves out of the SEC, which is kind of fun. In my previous 2 series on the channel, I always just disabled realignment, but I figured for this one, why not? Let's spice things up, make it interesting. So here we are. Me personally, listen, had I been kicked out of the SEC and gone to the American, sure, would have won 10 games, but what can you do? All right, so coming into this season, the big question on everyone's lips in Vanderbilt was who is going to be our starting QB? We have 2 options. First, Marcelo Ray, who has never taken a single snap for us despite the AI paying him $1.8 million. He is a very good arm strength QB. He's also a running QB. But unfortunately, his potential took a couple hits. It did bounce back this last offseason, but I think he is a fairly safe option. I think the big concern is his accuracy, only a 75, going up against SEC opponents. That may not go well. And so this turned me to Alex Palmer, who was a recruit that we got 2 seasons ago, who, let's be frank, on paper is a worse QB than Marcelo Ray, I would say. However, his potential went from a B to an A minus. It's a pretty big jump. His arm strength and IQ barely moved this past offseason, but his accuracy went up by 5. So, my thought process for this is Alex Palmer is a more high risk, high reward option, whereas Marcelo Ray is more stable. At the moment, Alex Palmer is my starting quarterback with a caveat. If you look at our schedule here, we open at number 6 Washington, home to Texas, at 24 South Carolina. Then we have a week 3 bye, or excuse me, week 4, which is insanely early, but whatever. Then we have Mississippi State and Jacksonville State. I am going to give Alex Palmer these first 5 games as a starter to see how he does. If he struggles against the first 4, honestly, might put Marcelo Ray in against Jacksonville State. But that's kind of where I'm at. My logic being, look at our last 6 games. At Florida, at Bama, home to Pitt, at LSU, home to Auburn, home to Georgia. Like, that's painful. That's going to hurt me on an emotional level. So I would rather give Alex Palmer a shot against the first slate of opponents. Then, if he struggles, hand it off to Marcelo Ray the rest of the way. That's kind of a boring solution, I admit, but it's one I like. And I think Alex Palmer could become the QB of the future for us. He has A-minus potential. He's a Tennessee kid. Why not lean into that? Let's roll the dice. So that is my thought process there. I'm a little hesitant, little worried, but I think it will all be okay. But that's my thinking. I think I would rather play consistently than with Marcelo Ray, because in all honesty, Marcelo Ray is my starting QB next year also. In the QB department. But if Alex Palmer excels this year, gets a big potential boost, I think we could be in business, in my humblest of opinions. So that's my thought process there. Elsewhere in the transfer portal, we got pretty much everything we wanted. If we look to wide receiver, may I introduce everyone to Marcos Robertson, a redshirt sophomore, already has 102 route running, really solid speed, and decent catching ability. He is our number 1 wide receiver, which, 88 overall, number 1 wide receiver, could be seen as a little low, especially in a air raid offense. But like him a lot, he has a potential really solid wide receiver. But we also got a second wide receiver, redshirt sophomore Gregory Perrick from OSU, and then for some reason Syracuse. I don't really know why he went to Syracuse when his main trait is he wants to win. He already has 100 speed as a sophomore, 93 catching. Can't run a route to save his life, but who cares? Those are our big offense additions. We struck out on offensive linemen. I don't want to talk about it. We missed our top guy by like 30 points. It was very depressing. Or is even worse than that. I think it was like about 10 or so. Defensively, defensive line, I elected to more or less go with the same group. Brian Pierce is the exception. Redshirt senior transfer from Liberty, where he had very good production. And let's be frank, he's your classic guy that has phenomenal tackling and block shed. Strength is okay. I don't expect him to do too much, but I think he'll help us this year with Felipe and with campaign. Because while I like my depth, I don't know if they're quite ready yet to contribute. Linebacker. So we're keeping a lot of the same crew around, including transfer Wyatt Shepard, who at one point threatened to transfer away from me last season, and I'm really glad he ended up not. So linebacker crew is the same. Corner, we brought in Justin Ellis, also from Syracuse. He made second team All ACC last season. Um, Decent in coverage, a zone specialist, which I think we needed. So he'll come to help out. But we have a really young cornerback room, and that I think will be needed going forward. So that's our team. Looking at the depth chart, obviously a 73 overall QB is a bit grim, but every other position doing okay, looking really solid. Now, let's discuss the elephant in the room. This is our schedule. All right. Famously, for the first 3 years at Vandy, we did pretty good against mid to low ranked SEC teams, and the big guys beat us essentially every time. We're facing all of the big guys in the SEC. We're facing Florida, facing Bama, facing Auburn, facing Georgia. This is the toughest schedule, I think, in the country. I'll be really interested to see what the strength of schedule looks like at the end of the season. We also playing against Washington, one of the best teams in the country, who just last year made the semifinal, the playoff. So it's a pretty tough schedule. The athletic director expectation is to win 5 games. I have multiple player promises going. 3 of them are snap related, 2 corners, Bowie and Baird, and then Leo Riddle at defensive line. DeAndre Shorter is promised 50 carries. He will get that pretty easily as my backup running back. And then Clayton Harmon, I promised him we'd win 11 games. Are we going to win 11 games? Almost certainly not. But it was a promise made to keep him here for one more season. And obviously, I'd want to do that. Something I will look into this season is whether to drop my running back rotation from 3 to 2 and just kind of exclude Ruffin for a bit. But my kind of fear with doing that is DeAndre Shorter just objectively is worse with the ball than Nehemiah is. So we'll see how that kind of balances out this season. But without further ado, let's get into week 1. Washington, they are favored by 10.5. Fair enough. They're at home. I am scared. And I'm throwing out a freshman at quarterback. Some would say this was not well thought out, but I won the toss. We will defer. This season, I think I'm going to go a little less blitz heavy. I think that's what burned us last season in a lot of losses where we blitzed a lot. Our guys got burned. A nice tackle for a loss to open the season. 3rd and 3, even though they're in the shotgun, we're going to blitz. And they got us on the slants. Brian Pierce with a tackle for a loss. And they convert on 3rd and 8. Not great. And they score a touchdown 2 plays later. Down 7-0 to open. Alex Palmer's first pass is an incompletion. There we go. Back-to-back good runs. Gavin Butler with the reception. Folks, we're moving. We're shaking. All right, 3rd and 6, 7-yard completion. We take those. I think we were very much a dink and dunk team last year. I think with Palmer at QB, that'll stay the same. If we had Marcelo Ray, I'd probably throw it around a bit more, but not with Palmer, I don't think. And Aiden Page with the touchdown. Thank you. That'll do. Aiden Page, really exciting JUCO player. Already has 96 speed. Ball skills might need some work, but hey, he'll do. He'll do. We have true sophomore Eduardo Gates behind him. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. Wall stunt. There we go. 3rd and 10. I am just going man up, force the incompletion. Washington punts. All right. 3rd and 5. We convert on the play action. Very good. Third and 1. I mean, I'm just going to run it up the middle again. Harmon gets me 10. That'll play. And Nehemiah Ruffin loses 2 yards. Yeah. I was kind of dead on arrival, and Palmer is sacked. We punt. And Washington just got essentially 4 first downs in a row. Nice. Wow. That was depressing. Third and goal at the 7, and they get the touchdown. The RPO screen did not work. We punt once again, and they get a 40-yard pass on us. Man. For a brief moment, the game looked close. All right, we hold them to a field goal. I'm going to go up tempo here. There we go. Marcos Robertson, 34-yard reception. First and 10 at the 19. All right, I'm going to switch to normal. Actually, I lied. I'm going to switch to 2 o'clock. We're going to do slants. Gets the conversion. We're at the 5. At the 2. At the 3 now. I'm going to pass it. There we go. Gregory Peck with the touchdown off the slants. Extra point is good. We did leave them 25 seconds. They have all 3 timeouts, but I'm just going to go man up 2 deep. All right, they punt. Cool. Okay. Or they, run it to go into half. Down by 3. Offense is looking okay. Defense a little shaky. It must be said. Incomplete on 3rd and 9, though. We punt. And a good punt return. They're already at midfield. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, boy. I hope we can keep him out of the end zone there. No dice. Oi! Kelvin Eaton, 58-yard pass all the way to the red zone. That'll do. 3rd and 9. Gets the conversion. Very nice. And Clayton Harmon runs it in for a touchdown. All right. And they have a great kickoff return. Does our special teams just suck? Is that what I'm learning from today? Yeah, their return guy is averaging 31 yards a kickoff return and averaging 10 yards a punt return. That'll do. The engage 8 worked. I'm stunned. And they convert the 3rd and 4. Man, our defense is leaving quite a bit to be desired here. We do hold them to a field goal. That's huge. 6-point game still. 3rd and 2. I'm going to run it. We don't get it. 4th and 1. I mean, if I go QB sneak and don't get it, I'm gifting them points. But I think we do it. Palmer gets me the yard. We're in business. Jet sweep gets me a first down, and Palmer is picked on the play action. Bad time for that, huh? All right, Washington punts, though. We're okay. We're okay. DeAndre Shorter gets me a first. Very good. Let's settle. Nehemiah Ruffin has 4 carries for 0 yards. For the rest of this game, I'm just going to shorten up the running back rotation to 2. 3rd and 5, bring the safety down. And they convert off the curl. 3rd and 1, I'm sending the blitz. And we stop them. They punt. All right, I am going to just go to normal tempo. 30-yard pass to Gavin Butler. Let's go. 2nd and 3. Let's run it once. We get the first. I lied. Shoe clock is coming on. I want to get essentially a walk-off touchdown here. 2nd and 3. We run it. Gets the conversion. Run it again. All right, let's go normal here. 2nd and 4. Slants. Gets the conversion. Shoe clock's coming back on. 1st and goal at the 4. Let's settle. Everyone calm. We're going to run it once. in no yard rush is rough. And we get the touchdown off the slants. Kelvin Eaton. Extra point is good. Washington has 19 seconds. Incomplete on first down. They do get the conversion. And incomplete. We upset number 6 playoff semifinalist a year before. Washington goes down 28-27. Folks, in his college debut, redshirt freshman Alex Palmer, 28 of 37, 294 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Folks, we may have something special here. I think the defense, I mean, credit to them, like they got the stops when we really needed them. Like when Washington went up by 10 after the touchdown, we get a touchdown, they settle for a field goal. And then after Washington gets that field goal toward the end of the third quarter, 3 and out, 6 plays punt, 3 plays end a game. Like our defense really shut them down there when we needed them to. 12 plays, 88 yards, 6 minutes, 21 seconds to get that. And that was on the road at Washington. We advance. We're 1-0. We beat Washington. That's actually absurd. That's kind of crazy. I was genuinely expecting like us to lose by 10 points. But we get the win. Ooh, Eduardo Gates is hurt. All right, hold on. That is a problem. Yeah, his speed is done. All right, so, whoops. Red shirt was not the button I wanted. All right, we're going to move him to inactive for 5 games. That does mean Roy Cobb is going to get some reps, which is fine. We have good enough wide receiver depth that I can live with that. We are ranked. We're ranked 24th. Very good. One thing I did want to check before I go into recruiting, did Alejandro Finney end up starting at Northern Illinois? Yes. Okay, good for him. He didn't do great. Yeah, so Alejandro Finney, he was our QB, backup QB for 2 years. He just never really developed, even though he had great potential. And this year at Northern Illinois, his potential got worse, and he lost 1 arm strength, +1 accuracy, +1 IQ. Like, he's fool's gold. And yeah, I think I'm glad we kind of cut ties with him when we did. All right. So, coming off that amazing upset victory, let us now turn my attention to recruiting. So, this year, we have 16 seniors, which isn't a lot, but 55% of my starters are seniors, right? For some reason, it doesn't have Alex Palmer as a starting freshman, so I think this needs to be fixed. But regardless, we have a lot of impact seniors. And so right now, I have 22 players in my recruiting class across every position, including kicker. I am indeed looking at 2 kickers. One, a JUCO kicker, Brady Poon, that can take over day 1, and then the other, you hear Knowles, that could be a good backup, maybe become a punter down the road. He does want to visit me. Let's have him show up in the Auburn game. But in terms of top recruits, we're not going after any 5 stars. Last year, we went after 2, didn't get either of them. We are going after a handful of 4 stars, though. Chief among them, I think, QB Cole Kelly from North Carolina. Arm strength needs some work, but honestly, accuracy and IQ are already good. He's got solid potential. Looks like he could become a pretty decent QB. Oscar Costello, 4-star. Wide receiver from Philadelphia, not Pennsylvania. Missouri's Philadelphia. Or no, excuse me, Mississippi. Where, you know, good potential, good speed, good catching. I can schedule a visit with him. He is joining the Auburn game. And then Raymond Veal, high potential D lineman. Julian Pettit, high potential, maybe corner. But right now I have him at safety. I'm going after a lot of JUCO guys. Zandy Richard would be like my best safety, definitely second best, maybe best right now. So getting him in the building will be good. Let's start building out that. Honestly, let's build out the week 5 Mississippi State game a little bit. Damian Perry, A minus wide receiver, great speed, ball skills need quite a bit of work. I think let's be honest with ourselves there. Sebastian McPherson, you can come to Mississippi State. Actually, I lied. Let's have you join the Pitt contingent. Cyrus Nash. I wish Tennessee would. Tennessee is never at home when I need it to be at home, and that's the worst part about this. Horner, you can join Auburn. All right, Cass Nash, I do want to scout really quick. Marlon Shepard just isn't that good. But he has Jacksonville State as an interested team, so simple as that. Same with Zion. All right, let's scout Cash Quinn really quick. Ooh, boy. Eh. I mean, he would be an automatic commit because none of the Georgia schools, it looks like, care. He has 88 interest in me, mainly because of playing time. I'll go for him, but, you know, I doubt he'll play that much. I am bringing in 4 safeties, which is quite a bit. I mean, keep in mind, in my safety group, I'm losing Nathaniel Long. Braden Almanza, I might honestly cut after he redshirts. I don't have a great succession in place at safety, so that is something to think about. So, but that's my recruiting. I think for now, I'm mainly just gonna go with points ahead in terms of where I put all my stuff. My goal in recruiting this year is to not spend any NIL money. Last year, I think I spent 800,000 on recruits, and my goal this time around is to spend 0. That way, I can get the transfers I want because I'm so tired of being sniped on these transfers. Hurts my soul. All right, well, week 1 was a tremendous success, upset victory against Washington. Week 2, we find ourselves against Texas. They beat UAB to open the year. Looks like they have a pretty good front 7. O-line looks nice. Yeah, their QB isn't great, but then again, I am playing a freshman. So what can I say? We're favored by 4.5 points at home. I have no recruits visiting. Year 1 at Vandy, they beat us by 20. This was the game where, if it happened in real life, we would have broken the record for most turnovers in a game. But last year, we avenged the loss and beat them 20-6. So, see what happens here. Tennessee calls heads. And it is heads. They elect to receive. Okay, holy moly. Light rain, but no wind. Seeing that combination always makes me laugh. There we go. Defense gets a 3 and out to open. Think with the rain, we might be a bit more run heavy today. And Alex Palmer is sacked twice in a row. This could be a long day. Texas punts. All right. I mean, they did have a really good front seven, so this isn't exactly surprising. And Palmer is sacked by the corner this time. Good call in the engage 8. Matthew Hussein gets a tackle for a loss, and Campaign tackles him again. There we go. 39-yard pass to Marcos Robinson. Now, did I realize we were at our own 4 as I clicked the sim play button? Maybe. It's fine. Clayton Harmon gets me 17. Robertson gets me 12. All right, we're moving. We're moving, folks. Play action gets me into the red zone. 2nd and 3 from the 7. I think we run it once. I'm going to pass it on 3rd and 2. And if it's an incompletion, I might go for it on 4th down. It's a touchdown to Peyton Porter, the tight end over the middle. And defense gets another 3 and out. Very good. Has Texas had a first down yet? Nope. They're 0 for 4 on 3rd down. That's rough. Palmer is sacked again. Quit sacking my quarterback. There we go. Back-to-back good runs. Palmer is sacked again. That's 5 times, and we're halfway through the first half. It's a little more than halfway, I should say, but still. Defense gets another stop. Oy! And Palmer is strip sacked. What has happened to my offensive line? What has happened to them? The zone is working really well against Texas. They do get a field goal out of that. But I mean, our offense isn't doing great. The sacks are pretty much killing every drive we have. All right, I'm going to go up tempo now that we're at midfield. There we go. Peyton Porter gets us the conversion. 3rd and 4, let's pass. First down to Gavin Butler. Thank you. We still have all 3 of our timeouts. Medium passes are nerfed. No matter. We're doing a wide receiver smash. Incomplete. Kelvin Eaton dropped it. We have to settle for the field goal. Uh-oh. Okay, decent call on the blitz. They convert on 3rd and 3. All right, and they turn it over on downs instead of going for the insanely long field goal. I say that, it would have been, what, 51 yards? That's makeable. 3rd and 7. There we go. Kelvin Eaton makes up for the pass drop and gets me the first. Thank you, sir. Palmer scrambles. Very good. DeAndre Shorter is getting a lot of these handoffs. Nehemiah Ruffin runs it in for a touchdown. Has something happened to Clayton Harmon? I'm kind of scared. Oh, blitz again? Blitz again? I'm getting blitz hungry. I need to stop. It's just so tempting. Ooh, they're going for it on 4th and 2. I'm going to blitz. And they ran it and beat the blitz anyway. Fair enough. And they punt. There we go. Clayton Harmon. He's okay, everyone. All right. We're doing pretty good. DeAndre Shorter lost 2 yards and then lost 2 yards again. Tackle for a loss on 3rd down. Good job, Matthew. There we go. 13 yards. It might be nerfed, but I'm still going to run it. Look at that, folks. We're in the red zone. 1st and goal at the 2. I'm going to pass it once. Touchdown to Marcos Robertson. Extra point is good. We're up by 21. All right. Texas punts. Let's see if I can just put them away on this drive. Big 3rd down conversion. Thank you, Gavin. Now we're just going to run the ball a bunch. All right. That should be that. Under 5 minutes. So the backups are now in. Marcelo Ray is out there throwing the football. Wow, and we're still getting first downs on Texas. Let's kick a field goal. He missed it. Blaine, you're supposed to make those. But whatever. All right. We beat Texas 24-3. Palmer again was really good. 19-27, 191 yards, 2 touchdowns. But he was sacked 6 times. That was crazy. I think all those sacks came in the first half. Just kind of wild. But Clayton Harmon has over 100 yards on the day. Very good work from him. Robertson got a touchdown. Porter got a touchdown. Very solid. Palmer did have the sack fumble. Our defense didn't get any sacks, which isn't great. But that is what it is. Let me advance. We're 2-0. But this is what we do. Every year we've had a really good start, and then it's the second half of the season where everything just crumbles. So the trick I've found is to make the start as great as possible. Ooh, Brian Pierce is out 6 weeks. That's rough. That's rough. He's the senior, transfer senior. Now he's going to miss 5 games because we have the bye. All right. Means Darren Allen is going to get some reps. Or do I rip the red shirt off of Zachary Case for 4 games in place of Allen? You know what? No. Let's give the red shirt freshman. Let's give him an opportunity. Let's see what he's got. Well, we moved up 1 place to 23rd. That's rather funny. Ooh, Auburn lost. Who'd they lose to? Oklahoma. All right. All right, so player promises I covered. It looks like snap percentage is okay, but Samuel Bird is only at 33%. That could be a problem. Yeah, I mean, Justin Ellis, he has allowed 4 or 5. That could be a problem. In terms of donor goals, which I realize I forgot to cover, Diamond donor goal is have 17 or fewer turnovers. At the moment, we're averaging 1 turnover per game. So, we're going to beat that. Goal donor hold Georgia, Tennessee, or LSU to 125 rushing yards or fewer. Second gold, score 25 points in at least 3 games. So far, we've done it once. Silver, beat Tennessee. And bronze, beat Tennessee also. So if we beat Tennessee, we get 6.75 million. That'll do. Yeah, it looks like snaps, I'm good on everyone except Baird. I knew bringing both Baird and Bowie back was a mistake, but so be it. All right, recruiting. Anyone want to schedule? Yes. Carlo Mann, who's a JUCO running back. Pretty good ball skills, but 72 speed is terrifying. All had him to the Pitt game. Gavin Boykins, good man corner. I will add the corner to the Pitt game. Oliver Burks, who's not a very good O lineman, but if his potential improves, he could become something. Let's add the O line to the Auburn game. John Paul Mayfield, JUCO linebacker that, depending on if I have any draft risks at linebacker, he might play his first year at JUCO. For now, though, let's have him go to Pitt. Jorge Mann from Indy. Interesting that IU and Purdue are like not even trying for his signature. But hey, I'm not going to complain. Chris Davies, another linebacker. We'll add him to Jacksonville State. Wow, Ole Miss really wants McPherson. I mean, I'm not going to spend money on him, so if they get him, they get him. Ooh, JMU offered money to Desmond Covington, the JUCO O lineman. All right, looks like teams are starting to throw money around, but no one is having recruiting visits yet. We're still ahead on the QB Kelly. I really wish I had more pitches, but hey, what can you do? I feel like going for two kickers seems silly, but I mean, Brady Poon would take over. You hear Knowles could redshirt, and we'll be in business. So that is the argument. I mean, our starting kicker, Blaine Larson, he's only a junior, so I can redshirt both Poon and Knowles next year, then we'd be great. Okay, so here is week 3. We got South Carolina on the docket. They're ranked 15th in the country, wins against Tulsa and ranked LSU. They're looking pretty good. They scheduled a cupcake out of conference. I have no respect for them. Last year they went 9-4. Fair, fair, fair. They've yet to turn the ball over. I'm jealous. Run defense looks really good. That could be a problem. They're favored 7.5. I beat Washington. Please. I beat one of the best teams in the country. And you're telling me that fine, so be it. All right, they have 2 recruits visiting, both 4 stars. If his speed was better, he would be a great corner. All right, so far in the sim, South Carolina has had my number. They've beaten me twice, including last year in one of the worst losses I think I've ever had. Period. End of story. We are on the road. They won the toss and elect to receive. That's fine by me. Once again, light rain with no wind. This weather phenomenon is shaking the United States, I tell you. All right, they're not having great success, and they beat us in man. No, cover 2 drop. I hate that, but I hate it. I should never click it. All right, incomplete on 3rd and 9. South Carolina punts. Harmon goes backwards. Okay, cool. Incomplete. We punt. They have really good field position. And they beat the zone. Cover 2 drop again. I hate it. Why do I click it? I really do sim too quickly sometimes. That was one of those times. All right. Down 7-0. Harmon gets me 11. Robertson gets me 16. We're moving. We're moving, people. Harmon gets me 11. He really is the best running back I think I'll ever have. And I only get him for 2 years. 4th and 7. Punt here is useless. So either I go for it or I kick it. 7's a bit long. Let's try the field goal. All right. Larson makes it. Yeah, I think 4th and 5. I think I go for it or shorter, but not 7. Hayden Wood with a sack. Very good. South Carolina punts. There we go. Gregory. He is indeed on the field. Gets a catch. And Shorter goes backwards. You're killing me. Robertson gets me the first. Very good. We convert on 3rd and 6. That's huge. Sweep kind of worked. 3rd and 5. No, I'll pass. There we go. Palmer scrambled for a first. I debated running it, Because if I get like 2, 3 yards there, it's 4th and 2, 4th and 3. I go for it easy, but I'll take the pass. All right, we're at the 3. I'm going to pass it once. Incomplete. Now I'm going to run it 3 times. No need. Harmon walks in. Touchdown. We have the lead. Cover 2 drop. Get off my screen. I really wish I could remove plays from playbooks. Felipe Clark, tackle for a loss. They convert on 3rd and 6. They are 3 of 5 on 3rd down, same as us. It feels like they're doing much better on 3rd down. Well, they just got another one. All right, they kick a field goal. I have 1:21, all 3 timeouts. I think we're going to try. Might as well try to get into field goal range. Nope. We punt. Yeah, now they have really good field position, but they don't do anything with it. Let's call a timeout in case we get a big punt return. We do not. That'll be that. All right. I mean, we held them to 10 points in the first half. They only have 2.5 yards rushing, but we're not burning a lot of clock like we like to do on offense. I think if we get out to a good drive here, we did not, in fact, get out to a good drive. Oh, and they have a great punt return. I'm jealous. Oh, man, they just torched our zone there, but they punt. Uh-oh. Shorter. Palmer is sacked and fumbles at the 1. Well. All right, down by 17. There's our turnover for the game. Let's try the halfback gut. All right, Harmon gets me 10. Yeah, I think we need to. Oh, boy. Really? You passed it to the running back there and lost 3 yards, and then Palmer is sacked. Yeah, that could be game. I think if South Carolina scores here, we're in trouble. But they punt, and we have very nice field position. Okay. See if we can do anything with it. 3rd and 6. I'm chucking it. Incomplete. Man alive. Ooh, we got him at the 2. Send the house. Incomplete. Whoops. I do not want to do prevent. There we go. Nicholas Durham gets the safety. We have the ball back. All right. And that 2 points is pretty big because even if we don't score here and they say get a field goal, it's an 8-point game. 3rd and 2, I'm going to run it once. Get nothing. We're going to run it again. There we go. Harmon gets me 2 and the 1st. That halfback gut play seems to be doing pretty good. It's me 12 there. Folks, we found a play. Uh-oh. I say that and Ruffin goes backwards. Incomplete. Come on, guys. I'm back to that dang 4th and 7. I'll kick a field goal here. Yeah, he missed. 3rd and 6. We need to get a quick stop. And we don't. South Carolina drives down the field. Field goal. All right. 8-point game. Chew clock is obviously coming off. Here we go. And back-to-back incompletions. I'm obviously going for it on 4th and 5. If I punt here, I may never see the ball again. We got the conversion. Thank you, Roy Cobb. There we go. Halfback gut works. We're moving. 3rd and 2. I'm going to run it. 4th and 1. We're going to run it again. Harmon gets me the 1st. All right. 2 incompletions and a sack. I mean, if I punt here, yeah, I have to punt. 4th and 13 is just huge. I think we blitz. Nah, they burned the blitz. 3rd and 7. Okay. 30 seconds, all of our timeouts. Let's rock and roll. And Palmer is picked. That's ball game. Dang. Dang it. That's rough. I think our defense gave us multiple chances to win that. Couldn't get it done. I mean, the missed field goal sucks, but honestly, like, this was the stretch that killed us. Defense forced them to punt. We fumble. All they have to do is walk the ball in 1 yard for a touchdown. And then we didn't score the rest of the game. Yeah. Palmer didn't have a great day. He had multiple turnovers, which is becoming a problem. Jandre Shorter sucked. 7 carries, 16 yards. Yeah, not great. I think South Carolina was just the better team there. I think it's encouraging the game was close, but I think that showcased the limitations of playing Palmer at QB. All right. Yeah, now we're unranked, which is fair. No injuries, though, which is good. Anyone want to schedule a visit? Nope. All right. Is Ole Miss still going crazy for this D lineman? Yes. Ooh, BYU had a visit with Zion Graves. Honestly, didn't go great. They only got 290 points. Memphis had their visit with Marlon Shepard. It went terribly. They lost to Rice. Just kind of funny. Northwestern is slowly catching us on Kelly, but we'll see. I mean, I like Kelly. I don't think he's, a QB that I want to go all in on. Yeah, not good though. We're getting caught on a lot of these guys. We'll play it out. All right, this is a bye week, so that's where we're at. So far, many players threatening to transfer, which is fair. Eduardo Gates, dude, you're injured. What do you want from me? Baird's up to 38% of snaps. Okay. It's just advanced week through the bye. I think so far through 3 games, Palmer has had 2 really good games, and then South Carolina just took him to school. Notre Dame held Syracuse to 38 yards of offense. Good God. Ooh, did they offer Cole Kelly money? Northwestern just leaped me by a bunch. Wow. JMU had a great visit for Covington, 615 points. Maryland lost to Michigan, but it was a good game, so they got 540. Northwestern offered a scholarship to Kelly. Okay. Does Kelly care about money? Not really. Somewhat doesn't matter. I mean, if his market value is that high, you're going to have to spend so much money to move the needle. And at that point, it's not worth it. All right. Okay. So, Mississippi State winless through 4 games. They're 0-4. They have lost to Tulane, Bama, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Their defense has given up 30 plus points in each game. I'm so jealous of their schedule. Yeah, I think this is a game we need to win. It's a game we should win. We're favored by 13. We're at home. I have one recruit visiting. JUCO safety Xander Richard. Let's see. Year one, Mississippi State beat me 17-6. Last year, we beat them, though, by 20. I think a similar performance. If we win this game by double digits, I'm a happy man, but we really should just blow them off the field. We will defer, as is our want. Now they converted. And then an interception. Wyatt Shepard with the pick. We'll do a play action to open. It gets me 16 yards. Folks, we're looking good. First and goal at the 6. Second and goal at the 1. Clayton Harmon runs it in. We're up 7-0. Engage 8. Hayden Wood with the sack. And Gavin Butler muffs the punt. That's one. You get 2 special teams fumbles all year. I bench you. And Palmer is strip sacked. That's the 3rd time in 4 games that's happened, man. Like, we're already at 2 turnovers today. We might genuinely be at risk of failing this diamond donor goal, which I thought would be the easiest thing ever. But yeah, it's not looking great in the turnover department right now. I'm going to run it on 2nd and 8. We get the conversion. Very good. 4th and 3. I will, in fact, go for it. We don't get it. Harmon loses -2 yards. Hoffman gets a sack. Very good. They punt. See, like Mississippi State's offense is horrendous. We just keep gifting them good field position, and that's how you lose games. There we go. Roy Cobb, thank you, sir. Nehemiah Ruffin, thank you, sir. And Clayton Harmon runs it in. Like, yeah, their offense is terrible. 3rd and 1, I'm going to go for it. What? 3rd and 1, I'm going to go for it. Yeah. Who knew? 3rd and 7. Double unders? Yeah, I'll punt. 22-yard punt net there. Uh-oh. Wow, they really had our defense's number there. Oh, and they get a touchdown over the top. Well, that sucked. Yeah, they took our defense to school. 13-yard pass on the screen there. Divine. We're at the 32. Let's go. At the 28. Do I try for one more play? 45-yarder. Now let's try the field goal. He missed, man. This is terrible. That was our worst half we played. Like, this should not be a close game right now. 4th and 2, I'm going to punt. Like, they've only had success when we've gifted them good field position. There we go. Wyatt Shepard, pick number 2 on the day. Give me that ball back. All right, we need a touchdown, which is an absurd thing to say in this game, but that's just kind of where we're at. 3rd and 3, I'm going to run it, and if we don't get it, I'm going for it. All right, we got it. Thank you, DeAndre. There we go. 1st and goal to 5. Let's try slants. Kelvin Eaton with the touchdown. Back up by 7. Come on, defense. Thank you. 3 and out. And Gavin Butler muffed a 2nd punt in the same game. He's done. He's done. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. They get a field goal out of it. He's muffed 2 punts today. Like, that's insane. There we go. We convert on 3rd and 8. That's big. Palmer's then sacked twice in a row. 77-yard pass, huh? Why can't I have those? And we go 3 and out. We are in danger of losing this game. There we go. Defense forces a punt. Okay. All we got to do is have a long drive, burn some clock. All we got to do. And we are doing it very well. All right. They're down to 54 seconds, no timeouts. All right. Cover 4 quarters just needs to stop. All right. Last play of the game. Incomplete. We beat them 24-20. That was terrible. Like, I'm sorry. That should not have been a close game. Our punt returner muffed 2 punt returns. Like, dude, that was. I mean, our QB was 25 of 30 and still problems. Missed field goal obviously didn't help, but oh my God. Head in the hands after that win. Ranked again. I don't think we deserve it. So right now we're on pace to lose the turnovers. Yeah, we're on pace to have 21 by the time the regular season ends. Man, oh man. Yikes. Oh yeah, how'd the visit go? With Richard, we got 350. We're still taking negative points for game atmosphere, which is just always going to be annoying, I think. But that is what it is. Okay. So Maryland really wants Mayfield. They've now offered him cold, hard cash. Northwestern similarly has offered money, but like they offered him what, 950,000? That only gets them additional 88 points. He doesn't care about money. So I'm not going to bother getting in an NIL race that genuinely has no point. What I will do really quick is let me look at like 3 and 2 stars just to see if there's any like diamonds in the rough, guys that might have really good potential. Eh, eh. I'll add him to the list just to get a passive scout on him. Okay. 3-1. I think I'll obviously take the win against Mississippi State, but we looked very shaky. And now we have Jacksonville State, who lost by 5 to number 4, Georgia. It's a very good showing. They beat UAB, lose to Ohio, beat UTSA and Charlotte. I mean, they might win the American this schedule the rest of the way. Then again, Kentucky. I keep forgetting Kentucky's in the American, and they lost to Army. Scenes. That's kind of funny. All right, let's go. We're favored by 10 at home. I have 4 recruits visiting. 2 years ago, we played Jacksonville State, beat them 41-13. We win the toss, we defer. And their first play, 33-yarder. Okay. I see. Third one, send the house, and they do slants for a touchdown. We are down early to Jacksonville State. Thank you, Clayton Harmon. There we go. The wide receiver screens. They're working, people. Big surprise for me. There we go. 10-yard pass there. Clayton Harmon gets me all the way to the 2 and then runs it in for a touchdown. Tie game. They burned our blitz there. Let's switch man heavy. They seem to have our zones number. That was a bad call. That was even worse. They get a touchdown off the sweep. All right. Palmer is sacked. Not great. There we go. 20-yard, 8-yard pass to Gregory. 21 to Cobb. First and goal at the 1. Harmon runs it in. Folks, we have a shootout. Wyatt Shepard, tackle for a loss. Very good. Jacksonville State punts. Finally, the touchdown every drive has been interrupted. There we go. Halfback smash works. 47-yard field goal is good. Thank you, Larson. Jacksonville State punts again. Okay. Our zone is looking better. 3rd and 4. Where is my Y corner? There we go. Palmer scrambles for a 44-yard gain. He is so tired of having negative rushing yards on a game. And Marcos Robertson touchdown over the middle. 10-point lead. Come on. That was a dumb decision to blitz there. I'm an idiot. Wow. 4 verts and they get it. Wait. I feel like we should be much better at man coverage than we are. Like Montiel 96, Carrera 116, Bowie is 90. Like we should be better at man than we are. Which makes me think it's a linebacker issue, but who knows. All right, so I have a minute 11, all 3 timeouts. Big 26-yard pass there to Aiden Page. There we go. We're at the 34. We're at the 15. I am, though, out of timeouts. 2nd and 2 at the 7. 3rd and 2 at the 7. Incomplete. Do I take the points? I'm going to take the points. That does put me up by double digits, and I start with the football. I think I'd rather do that and be a happy man. Though, kicking a field goal on 4th and 2 from the 7 just feels like a loss. 3rd one, I'm going to run it. We get it, and Marcos Robertson, 37 yards to the house. Samuel Baird with a sack. Wow, they did 4 verts. I did a dime blitz. That could have been disastrous. Campaign tackle for a loss, and they convert the 3rd and 13. On 3rd downs, we're 5 of 7. They're 7 of 10, man. There we go. Make that 7 of 11. They do get a field goal out of it. We get a 31-yard pass on 4 verts. Come on. Third and 6. Let's try 47 wide cross. Or 46, I should say. There we go. Peyton Porter gets me 6. I'm going to do an RPO screen. It's got me 3. I'm going to run it. 3rd and goal at the 3. Harmon runs it in for a touchdown. 41-20. We're looking good. Jacksonville State punts. No, I'm not going for it here. Why in the world would I go for it? And if I don't get it, I gift them at least a field goal. What are you talking about, game? Killing me, Smalls. There we go. Alex Palmer, touchdown to Marcos Robertson off the slant. All right, backups are now in on defense. And it shows Jacksonville State is walking down the field, but they run out of time despite having timeouts. Okay. Well, much needed offensive showcase after the disappointment to Mississippi State. 8 of 11 on third down. I think we had 8 plays of 20 plus yards, which is huge. Alex Palmer, 23-33, just barely under 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Harmon did great. Shorter did really good. I think I might go to just 2 running backs, but we'll see. Marcus Robertson had 3 touchdowns to his day. That'll do. And hey, we had no turnovers, which is awesome. That helps the ratio to get that diamond goal. Very good. What was the donor goal? Did I need to score 24 points or 25 points on 3 separate occasions? Oh, Haydenwood's out for 3 weeks. That sucks. All right, so Eduardo Gates is back. He is going to take his spot back here. Hudson Weber's threatening to transfer, which I don't really want him to. Buchanan can leave. I don't care. Gates, he'll get his playing time back up, so that should be okay. How'd the visits go? 350 for a couple 4Vs, 650 for Graves. Is pretty good. Man, us losing points for game atmosphere really hurts. I mean, Haydenwood is hurt, but also he is still one of our best linebackers. Miles Bryan isn't doing great. I'm gonna drop him. Chandler and On can get some reps. Haydenwood, I mean, I think I'm still gonna put him out there. So we'll get those guys some playing time. Brian's gonna see a bit less. So I think that's okay. Pierce gets back in 2 weeks. Look at this. The fact that because the SEC championship obviously now is whoever wins both divisions, that means every year only one of Bama, Florida, Georgia, or Auburn will make the SEC championship, which is kind of hilarious. How's the other half doing? Yeah, A&M and Oklahoma looks like are going to fight for it. But South Carolina ain't ranked anymore. Auburn's no longer ranked. They're 3-3. What has happened at Auburn? They lost to Oklahoma, Bama, and Texas. Kentucky is an out-of-conference game now. Oh, man. Just seeing that is so weird. So I schedule Ole Miss, even though they'll be out of conference. All right, let's get a full scout on Johnny Jennings. I mean, B+ potential, but he's a 2-star, and like I don't really want to go for 2 stars. I think I'll offer him though. D-line, you can go to the pit. Is it? Ooh, Pettit might commit soon, which isn't great because he has a visit with Notre Dame in 2 weeks. Well, think we can kiss Pettit goodbye. Oh, boy. All right, so we're catching up on Mayfield again. Tennessee had a visit with Perry. It went great. They got 590 for beating Louisiana Monroe by 50 points. Okay. Show offs. Man, Ole Miss really wants McPherson. Maybe they see something I don't. Kennesaw State offered money to Hatfield, which I'm okay with. He's only a 2-star. Ooh, Iowa had a great visit for Knowles. 580. They beat Ole Miss. Ole Miss was 5-0 in the American, and Iowa beat them. Going from the going from the SEC to the American. Can you imagine if that happened in real life? I mean, realignment does need to happen again. Like the conferences are simply too big. All right, so I said I would give Alex Palmer 5 games to see how he's done. So far, thrown 115 completions, 164 attempts, which is 70% completion, which is beautiful. He has 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns, 2 picks. He does also have 3 fumbles. The fumbles is a big problem. I mean, the man's ball security is a 55, but he has decent rushing numbers also. Like he's on if the sack yardage, wasn't there, he'd have like probably 300 something yards rushing by the time the season's done. But yeah, I mean, I would say he's had 3 great games: Jacksonville State, Mississippi State, even with the fumble, and Washington. He did pretty well against Texas, though, again, had the fumble. Then South Carolina just took him out. But now here comes the big test. We got Tennessee, Florida, Bama is our next 3. And Tennessee is our rival. It feels very weird to play our rival in week 7, but here we are. We're in Knoxville. They're favored by 6.5 points. They have 10 recruits visiting, including a 4-star corner from Wisconsin, who I'm going to be honest, doesn't look good. Like if the evasion and speed were flipped and he had B speed, sure, but he's really slow, can't cover man, IQ is terrible. Like, I'm not too sure about that one. So far in the sim, Tennessee beat us year 1 and 2. We beat Tennessee in year 3. And that was a really big win for us amid last season's skid. All right, we won the toss. Tails never fails. We defer. All right. They got 3 straight first downs and settle for a field goal. I also accidentally did cover 2 drop there. Forgive me, everyone. There we go. First down off the play action. Wow. Ooh. Oh, man. Such good punt there. Couldn't do anything with it. Defense gets stopped because their wide receiver dropped the pass. I'll take it. No complaints. The draw gets me the first, and Palmer is picked. They sell for a field goal again. There's the turnover. There we go. Shorter gets me the first. Thank you. Get the conversion. All right, we're moving. Play action fails miserably. Let's try hitches. Doesn't work. We'll take the field goal. All right. Not great start from our offense. They get a first down. Matthew Hussein with a sack, but they get it all back. Unintentional rhyme there, and they get a touchdown. We're down by 10 early. And Palmer is sacked. All right, they punt. I'm going to go up tempo. Let's just try to switch things up here. I'm going to pass it on 3rd and 2. We get the conversion. Thank you. The AI has not clued in yet. There we go. 26-yard pass to Gregory at the 26. I think we really need a touchdown. Field goals, I don't think are going to help us here. There we go. Big conversion on 3rd and 7. That run was an epic fail. There we go. Aiden Page, touchdown. Extra point is good. We cut the lead to 3. I'm not doing cover 4 quarters when they have all this time. There we go. Elijah on with the pick in the end zone. Good on you, sir. All right. Down by 3. I think the turnover on offense sucked. Other than that, I think this will be a really good game. 2nd and 3, we get the conversion. Very nice. Let's just keep running it. Nehemiah Ruffin, 16 yards. Hello. Bubble screen gets me 11. Hello. Oh, DeAndre went backwards. Things were going too well. Back to back incompletions. That drive was going so well. We do tie it up, throw off the field goal, and then they get a 38-yard pass over the top. They get the conversion on 3rd down, and they get a field goal. I mean, good news from a defense perspective, we've held them to 3 field goals. Bad news is, almost equally, our offense has had not great success. Palmer is sacked twice in a row. Ay, ay, ay. Ooh, 1st and 10 at the 1. Goal line. Go. And I'm doing it again. 3rd and 2 from the 8. Engage 8. There we go. Tackle for a loss. They punt, and we get the ball in Tennessee territory. Palmer is sacked again. 4th and 1. We're going for it. QB sneak. Go. Yes. Palmer gets the conversion. Okay. Let's get back to running the ball. 3rd and 5 is rough. And Palmer is sacked. Come on, guys. We punt. Engage 8 works. Hussein gets the sack, and they get it all back with a long run. Yep. And they just drive down the field now. 3rd and 1. All out blitz. They get the conversion. That's your ball game. Disappointing loss to our rivals. I think, I've always said Tennessee, I think a couple years ago we faced them. They had the best defense we'd really ever faced. And then this year, I mean, couldn't do it. Like, we had the ball 1st and 10 at the 47. 7 plays later, we only get 11 yards and we have to punt. Like that, that's the end of the game. And then they converted a 2nd and 18, converted a 3rd and 7, converted a 2nd and 8. That's your ball game. Yeah, not Palmer's best game. Running backs didn't do great. Well, Harmon did okay. Yeah, I mean, they sacked us 6 times. All right. I assume that knocks us out of being ranked once again. Yep. Cash Quinn has allegedly committed. Yeah, wonder where he's going. Bug. So yeah, I mean, we get Quinn. I think either he is a slow safety with good coverage and tackle ability, or he's a really good tackling corner that's not that quick. I think either way, he's obviously going to redshirt his first JUCO year. Then I'll find a spot for him. I think we're going to lose Pettit, just mathematically speaking. I assume he commits at the Notre Dame visit. Yeah, that loss to Tennessee hurts. I mean, they're our rival. They're at home, so I think most people would expect us to lose that one, but nonetheless, it hurts. We get Brian Pierce back next week, which is huge. It's also huge because Bama currently, who we face next week, is number one in the country and 6-0, which I hear is pretty good, decent. You can say, good on them. Oh, Florida, 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 Florida. All right, limit the downfield passing. Always, always, always. Girl Platts has success. Okay, Florida. They're ranked 23rd, 5-2. Ooh, they beat Georgia. They beat number three Georgia. They lost to ranked Auburn. Lost to South Carolina, who I assume, yeah, South Carolina's back to being ranked. Yeah, they got Bama and Auburn next. All right. See how Florida's been doing here. Oh my. Well, they can't run the ball to save their life. They're really good against the run, less good against the pass. They're fifth in strength of schedule. What are we? Ninth. Fair. 125th in sacks allowed. Oh Lord. Really don't want to lose a lot of my high potential backup. But we'll see. One thing I do. All right, let's look at corner hard for a moment. So Carrera in coverage, doing really well. Ellis in coverage is not doing as great. Bowie is doing poor. Baird isn't doing much better. Montiel has only been targeted 3 times. I think for this game, I'll flip Baird and Bowie and just kind of keep doing a little dance with them. I think we might just lose Montiel, which I'm sort of just okay with, but we'll see. All right, Florida. They're favored by 4.5 points at home. They have 10 recruits visiting so far in the sim. They beat me 2 years ago, 28-16. I think this is a game we need to win because if we lose it, and assuming Bama beats us, which they probably will, then that's a 3-game losing streak we're going to have. Heavy rain, but somehow no wind. I'm not going to question it. And Nathaniel Long forces the fumble. Adrian Carrera takes it to the house, 33 yards, touchdown. We're up 7-0 early, folks. Engage 8. All right, that blitz had a little less success. 3rd and 3, I'm going to blitz. They don't get it. 4th and 2. I assume they're going to run it, so I'm going to blitz. They ran it, but they ran it to the outside. And they convert on 3rd and 6 and get the touchdown. They missed the extra point, though. All right. 7-6 ball game. And incomplete for us on 3rd down. We punt. I really need to stop blitzing the safety. It's just not working. There we go. Wyatt Shepard with the pick. Our defense is trying so hard. All right, we need a long drive. Let's all settle. Calm, calm. Let's run the ball. Let's run the ball like madmen. There we go. 3rd and 8. We get the conversion to Harmon out of the backfield. He has not been involved in the passing game that much. 3rd and 5. Let's try hitches. And it works. We're at the 10. Stick play. Touchdown to Marcos Robertson. Extra point is good. We're up by 8. Blitz. They convert on 3rd and 2. There we go. Darren Allen tackle for a loss. Florida punts. All right. Let's get back to running the ball. Normally on like 3rd and 1 or 2nd-and-1, I might try to get cute to do a pass play since we have the down to spare. But with how bad our O-line has been at allowing sacks, I'm too scared. 3rd and 2, I'm going to run it. We get the conversion. Thank you, Harmon. There we go. Peyton Porter, 13 yards. We get the conversion on 3rd down. Oh, that's huge. That is huge. 3rd and 3, I'm going to run it. Ruffin gets me the conversion. We're just going to keep running the ball like crazy. I think especially in the heavy rain, I'm not trying to sling the ball around like crazy. Nehemiah Ruffin, 13 yards. And Clayton Harmon runs it in. So at this point, I'm up by 14. Is it worth it to go for 2 to go up by 16? I think it's a little too early for that calculus. I'll take the extra point. That was how was that only 3 minutes, 46 seconds? I had shoe clock on, did I not? Oh, I had up tempo on? That drive could have burned so much time. It was an 18 play, 84. Oh, that's an error by me. But hey, maybe the up tempo, we just, we took him to school as I punt immediately. Maybe that's the secret. And I just need to be up tempo all the time. All right, we convert the 3rd and 2 there. I think I'm honestly going to leave chew clock on and just kind of run the ball out. We're at the 32 now. Let's give it a shot. Never mind. Ooh. All right, never mind. We're at the 50. All right, let's go for it. Palmer scrambles. That's timeout 1 burned. Carl Platts gets me 4. Hitches gets me to 22. I am now out of timeouts, though. The play action kind of scares me, I'm going to be honest. Incomplete on 3rd and 8. We'll kick a field goal, go up by 18. Defense, please don't let them score. There we go. Adrian Carrera with a pick to end the half. And we get the ball to start the second half. We're up by 18 with the football. I'm so mad I had up tempo on during that 18 play drive. I'm so mad. That could have burned all the clock in the world. But alas, 7-yard pass to Gavin Butler for the 1st down. Palmer scrambles. Palmer has 33 yards rushing right now. And knock on wood, no sacks yet. Palmer scrambles again. And Palmer is not the running quarterback. Marcelo Ray was. Or is, I should say. It's not like he's dead. He's just on the bench. 4th-and-1 from the 11. I'm going to go for it. Argument being 18 versus 21. Not that big of a difference. And if I go for it and get it, we could get a touchdown. If I go for it and don't get it, they have really bad field position. We got it anyway. We're okay. And DeAndre Shorter runs it in. We're up by 25. What has happened to Florida? Man. 3rd and 2. I'm going to blitz. They get it off slants. 3rd and 8. We'll bring the safety down. There we go. Tackle for a loss. They punt. Play action there was very brave given the field position, but it worked out. Bubble screen didn't really work. We convert the 3rd and 4. Very good, lads. Yeah, we're just going to run it. I mean, the backups are in right now on offense, and we're still just running it down the field. 3rd and 12. Come on, Ray. Duh. Hudson Weber dropped the ball. I'm going to punt. There we go. Miles Bryan with the sack after I bench him. It's kind of rough. All right, Nehemiah Ruffins getting the ball a little bit here. There we go. Roy Cobb gets me the first. And Gates fumbles. Oh, we didn't have any turnovers up to that point either. Come on, man. Uh-oh. They're getting to our backups, guys. All right, we tackled them at the 2, and I guess that ended the game. So big win against Florida, 31-6. I ran it 60 times down their throat with reckless abandon. Everyone did well. Harmon, interestingly enough, did the worst out of all the running backs. Ruffin nearly at 100 yards. Felipe Brinke, Oliver Simpson got some good reps in there. That fumble at the end sucks so much. But so be it. Pretty good day from the defense. Got 2 picks, 4 sacks. Very, very good. And we upset ranked Florida. So once again, we are just yo-yoing. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Oh, that's why Clayton Norman struggled. He got hurt. All right, so first things first, we're ranked again. Woohoo. Second things second, Brian Pierce is back. So he's going to move back up to our number 3 D lineman. How's Leo Riddle doing this year? 20 tackles, 3 for a loss, 1 pressure. Not bad. How's Durham doing? 18, 2, and 1. Okay. So Harmon is hurt. 3 weeks. I mean, I still think he's my number 1 guy. Like, that part kind of has to be done, I feel. Yeah. I think my plan, honestly, at running back next year is just to promise Brinkley and Simpson more playing time. Maybe not Simpson. I think he can probably go, but Brinkley definitely. And we just go from there. 758 behind Notre Dame or in front of Notre Dame. Yeah, that could get rough. What are the running backs I'm looking at? Remind me again. We're looking at Cole McNeil, A+ potential depth, and then Carlo Mann, who I think is okay, but he's not good enough to where I want him standing in the way of Brinkley, for example. All right. Did I fall behind anyone big time? Nope. Northwestern. They had their visit with Kelly. They lost. And they had too many other QB visitors. I don't know why the AI does that. But I'm not going to complain. I think that pretty much, I mean, it doesn't guarantee us Kelly, but I think if we have even a decent visit that gets us, say, 350, 400 points, mathematically, we should take that. Going after two kickers really is silly. But hey, it's fine. It is fine. All right. Well, through 7 games, we are 7-0. Or we're 7-0. We're 5-2. Alabama is 7-0. Who've they beaten? Rice, Cupcake. Texas State, Cupcake. Mississippi State, Cupcake. They beat Auburn, beat an average LSU team, beat Georgia, who currently is 5-3, and they're just spiraling out of control. They just beat South Carolina in a classic. Now they face us. All right. Bama, how you done so far? Ooh, passing game, they're not great. Running the ball, they're spectacular. That's it's a little worrisome, but so be it. For anyone keeping track at home, by the way, we have achieved 25 points per game in at least 3 games. So the gold donor goal is secured. Oh, looks like Tennessee got more than 125 yards rushing. How many they get? 172. Quite a bit. All right. So, hello, Alabama. Scary old Alabama. Oh, boy. All right. They're 7-0, and they're favored by 16 points at home. They have 10 recruits visiting, including one running back that allegedly we're interested in, despite being 4,400 points behind on. So far in the sim, we play Bama every year. I beat them in year 1, and I was going crazy thinking we'd shock the nation. And then we all know what happened the rest of that season. Then they shut us out in year 2, beat us by 17 in year 3, and now we meet again. We will call tails, as it quite simply never fails. Vandy wins the toss. We will defer. Thank you. Thank you. It is light rain with 1 mile-an-hour wind. Blitz. Ooh. Yeah, I'm just going to blitz you again. There we go. Nathan Hoffman with the sack. Very good, sir. All right, let's run the ball. Clayton Harmon is going to play despite the injury. I think he's still our best back. He gets stopped there. I'm going for it. Be brave. Be bold. Palmer is stuffed. Maybe a terrible decision that comes back to haunt us. Who knows? And 3 and out. Fair enough. No, they convert the 3rd and 6, but Matthew Hussein forces and recovers a fumble. DeAndre Shorter goes backwards, and we punt again. That's why I went for it on 4th and 1, because I knew, our offense is going to be in for a long day. Yeah, I mean, Bama's they're driving down with a will. They get the touchdown there. 10-0. It's not looking good. We finally got a first down, folks. It is indeed possible. You've seen it. I have seen it. We must now believe. Quick slants. Only 2 yards, but 12 yards to Gregory. 18 to Clayton Harmon out of the backfield. 1st and goal to 3. Aiden Page, touchdown slants. We're on the board, and they have a 52-yard kick return. Why can't these things happen to me? They burn us on a play action, and they get a touchdown. Man, we do all that work, and they get there in 3 plays. All right, the wide receiver mid-screen worked, but none of the other passes did. We punt. They punt. We're going up tempo because realistically, we have nothing to lose. We're down by 10 for crying out loud. Third and 5. Let's try slants again. It worked. We're at the 25, and we still have yet to use a single timeout. And Palmer immediately gets sacked. Cool. Oh boy. And he's sacked again. We make the kick though. Not too, okay. I mean, we're only down by 7, and we get the ball. And considering how bad our offense looked for most of that first half, I'll take that. We do unfortunately go 3 and out immediately. They did a designed QB run and they beat my blitz. There we go. Felipe Clark with a sack. Bama punts. Okay, here we go. And I think the run game is there. It's just we're going to take a lot of bad runs to do it. There we go. 10-yard pass to Eaton. Ugh, that screen was a bad idea. We get a field goal there, and they get another huge kick return. Remember, like 3 games ago, when I said, do we just have the worst special teams unit in the country? My question still stands. They convert the 3rd and 1. Not the 3rd and 4. All right. So they also get a field goal. Back to being a 7-point game. I'm so sick and tired of 4th and 5s. There we go. We convert on 3rd and 5. Finally. Hitches. We get the first down. Okay. Okay. Everyone settle. Calm. We convert the 2nd and 2. Nehemiah Ruffin. 26 yards on 2 carries. We're at the 6. I'm going to run it once to the 4. All right. We're going pass heavy. There we go. Eduardo Gates, the true sophomore. Extra point is good. Tied ball game. 3rd and 10. Duh, they convert. And they get a 46-yard run to the house. Okay. Well, we're going up tempo. Down by 7. 5 minutes. All of our timeouts. And Palmer is sacked. We punt. Man. I don't want that to be our last drive of the game, man. I'm doing engage 8. They got it. All right. I'll call a timeout here. And then just blitz them into oblivion. No, they get a field goal. Okay. Well, one last quick slant. One last handoff. Fair enough. Yeah, we lose 30-20. I think that's a fair result based on how the game played out. I mean, I think genuinely us not converting this 4th and 1 from the 31 really hurt because they did get 3 points out of it. Hindsight being 2020, obviously you punt there, but I don't think it was a terrible decision. And then, I mean, we had a nice touchdown drive in the 2nd quarter. We scored a field goal off of pretty good field position to end the half. Yeah, our offense looked good, but then on the drive we needed to go long, incomplete pass, sack, 6-yard pass on 3rd and 16. We punt, and we couldn't stop Bama. So I think it was a close game. Don't get me wrong. But we just couldn't stop their run. And even though we forced a turnover, couldn't get it done. But, you know, we played them close-ish. That's how I say it. I think we played them close-ish. I think Bama definitely deserved to win. Don't get me wrong. But I am optimistic. We improve in the rankings. Oh, screw you. I don't want your improvement. Hayden Wood is fully healthy again. I never moved him in the, depth chart, but that's where he's at. Okay. So, all right, let me do one quick look at recruiting. He didn't commit. Pettit didn't commit. They got 590 points. They blew out VTech, and he didn't commit. Okay. Would be kind of funny if he committed to me while on a visit to Notre Dame. Oh boy. Yeah, this might be tough here. Ooh, Auburn. They beat South Carolina, got 1,100 points on Costello. Fair enough. All right, so I'm going to play the Pitt game, and then that'll be the last game of the episode. And I'll have one more episode this week, which will finish out the season. And I can get through players leaving, players transferring out, all that good stuff. I like how I can practice stopping option plays. Ooh, wide receiver mid screen. Look at it go. All right, so let's just check in. I think our losses, we lost by 8 to South Carolina, 9 to Tennessee, 10 to Bama. You know, fair. I think our best win still is definitely beating Washington. The Florida win looks really good. Mississippi State evidently is terrible, so that win doesn't look great. Jacksonville State, yeah, they got blown up by Kentucky, so I don't think they're going to be too much of a threat in the American. How's Texas? 3-5. All right. So I'd say we have two really impressive wins and three games we should have won. But now we have Pitt. I imagine we're going to be favored in this game like crazy. Look at this. Look at this division. My God. All right, Pitt, we're favored by 19.5 points at home. I have 9 recruits visiting. So far in the sim, we beat Pitt last year 29-10. Here's hoping for a similar result this game. Pitt calls heads, and it is indeed heads. They elected it first, so we start with the ball. Verticals, 4 verticals, 4 verticals again. Didn't work. I did cover 2 drop by accident. It's fine. All right, Pickett's a field goal. Wow. There we go. We finally got a completion there from Palmer. Doing 4 verts 3 straight times was probably the stupidest thing I've ever done, but it's fine. Was it mostly for the bit? Yes. Will that come back to bite me? Maybe, as we punt once again. And Pitt is doing work out here. And Elijah on with the sack. Pitt punts. 3rd and 1. I'm going to run it. Harmon gets me 12. Thank you, sir. Slot outs all the way to the 10. 2nd and goal at the 1. Touchdown. Clayton Harmon. Pitt punts. We punt also. Hey, cover 2 drop. Kind of worked there. Nicholas Durham, tackle for a loss. I think we're doing pretty good at tackles for loss, but our issues is sacks. 3rd and 4. I'm going to run it, and if we don't get it, I'm going for it. Well, I'm a man of my word. And we get it. Aiden Page, 10 yards. Very good. Play action works. We're at the 27. I'm going to go to normal tempo here. And Peyton Porter, touchdown over the middle. 14-3. Pitt is going to try. Incomplete. We're just going to run it once. All right. And they have a 45 yard. We do have the worst special teams in the country. And I don't think there's anything I can do about it from like a coaching perspective. It just seems to be happening. I hit sim play too quickly there. And Palmer is sacked twice. Quit sacking my quarterback. He's been sacked 6 times already. They convert on 3rd and 10 and 3rd and 3. Folks, it's not looking good. And they get the touchdown. We're losing to Pitt. We are losing to a 1-7 ACC school. Embarrassment all around. 4th and 4, we punt. Shame, shame on our houses. Our defense just cannot stop them. Like, look at this. They missed a field goal. I'm almost more upset they missed it because it means like we should be winning this game by a bajillion. And we punt again. There we go. They muffed the punt. Okay. That's the mistake we needed. Let's go. 3rd and 1, run it right up the middle. There we go. Harmon, touchdown. We're up by 4. Come on, guys. There we go. We get a stop. And Marcos Robertson fumbles. And they get a touchdown immediately. We really are just good for one turnover a game now. Yeah, I mean, this is terrible. We're going to need a dramatic drive to bit Pitt. We convert on 3rd and 7, which is huge. I mean, a field goal ties the game, but like, I would much prefer a touchdown for obvious reasons. I'm going to turn shoe clock on. Never mind. We're going normal. We're going to pass it once. 3rd and goal at the 2. Shoe clock's coming on. Or no, I'm going to keep it normal. There we go. Clayton Harmon touchdown. Extra point is good. Okay. Let's go. 2nd and 3. They get the first. Contain there was a good call. They're out of timeouts. 3rd and 17. Incomplete. Just like the Mississippi State game, a game that should have been a blowout just wasn't. Like that fumble again sucks. I don't think we're going to get the diamond goal. And when I chose it, last episode, I said it'll be guaranteed because we never turned the ball over last year. And this year we're turning it over like crazy. I mean, Palmer being sacked 6 times sucks. This was a terrible game for him. Thank God for Clayton Harmon and DeAndre Shorter picking up the slack. Man. That was a horrendous. And they were 1-7 in the ACC. Like when I scheduled them, they were doing decent in the ACC, made bowl games. Like, yeah, we lost and we went down a ranking. Deserved. I would unrank us. Sincerely. I would do it. All right. So we do get the commit from 2-star D-line Johnny Jennings. I'm not in love with that to get him, but he has okay potential and I think could become like a decent backup D lineman. Oh yeah, recruiting results. Duh. Visit results 280 for man. That sucks. 380, 455, 555 for McPherson. Yeah, pretty good. Only getting 380 on Covington and 380 on Perry is rough. I think we might need to spend some money. But my problem with Perry is he's just not great with ball skills, but I mean the potential is solid and he's a hidden gem. If I offer him his market value, that gets me 680 points. Covington is maximum. Okay, I don't think I need to do that much. I will do, actually, no. Covington I won't offer yet. Perry, I think, is worth it for the speed. Costello, I think I should be able to get provided we beat Auburn for the recruiting visit. So I don't want to offer money just yet. Pettit, he doesn't care about money that much to where I want to give him some in the hopes that Notre Dame doesn't jump us, but you never know. Everything else is looking kind of where it's at. All right, so after 9 games, we're 6-3. I think if you would have told me we're 6-3 through these 9, I'd have taken it. I think my chief area of concern, honestly, and looking at the summary, I assume it backs this up. Yeah, is just turnovers. We've had 10 already, but that's still decent. What's killing us is our guy's getting sacked like crazy. He's been sacked 32 times in 9 games. That's 3 a game on average. He's getting killed out there. Big plays also, we're not having a lot of the big plays. Part of that is that Palmer's arm strength isn't great. Defensively, we're pretty good, but we're not sacking the QB and we're not getting turnovers. And they're doing great. Teams are doing great on third down against us. It's a little disconcerting. All right, coach's office. So draft risk is Carrera. If I can convince him to leave, I am more than willing to promise him anything. Player promises. Harmon won at 11 wins. Currently, we're at 6. That might be tricky. Bowie wants 40% of snaps. He's at 43. Riddle wants 40. He's at 71. Shorter wants 50 carries. He's already there. Baird wants 40%. That's what he's at. So promises, we're looking okay. Transfer risks. Roy Cobb, I don't care if he transfers. Montiel, I'd like to keep, but he's just so unathletic that the coverage doesn't really matter. Eduardo Gates, I mean, yeah. Like, sure, I played him as a true freshman. I'm playing him as a true sophomore, but he's not really impacting the game. He has a fumble. He can't really, his catching isn't great. His speed's worse. Miles Brown, I'd like to keep. He has A+ potential. Buchanan can leave. Case, we'll see. Elijah I'd like to keep. Weber, I'd like to keep. Austin, I'd like to keep. Sherman can go. Montiel can go. Then one of Brinkley or Simpson. Let me look really quick at. So D-line, everyone's happy except Case. Linebackers, where I have many unhappy campers. I mean, Chandler's getting picked apart. I think it's that. I think my problem with Chandler is, sure, he's getting tackles for loss, but he's been targeted 14 times. He's given up 12 catches. Like, that's crazy. The top 4 are set, especially Hussein, who's having a year so far. But I think there's going to be some shuffling of these 3. Elijah I think, has been pretty good. He just hasn't had a lot of playing time. Miles Byron, I mean, he's also been targeted a lot, but we'll see how that plays. Corner is just a mess. It really is. Yeah. I think my decision to bring back both Baird and Bowie is probably the wrong one. I should have picked just one. Because Baird, I mean, he's allowing 75% of catches. So I don't really know what I want to do there. And I mean, I have 100 integrity, right? I have 100 integrity. So if one of the corners doesn't get their playing time and we don't lose and we don't win 11 games, that's 16 integrity I lose, which isn't nothing, to be clear, but should be okay long term. But I think right now, I mean, pretty happy with where the season's at. I think we're guaranteed a bowl game, which is nice. I mean, listen, we're never going to win the SEC, unless we go essentially undefeated because Bama's here, Tennessee's here, Auburn's here. Like, so that goal is, I don't know if it's going to happen ever. So I think our goal is to just make bowl games, compete in the SEC, and maybe we catch lightning one season. But I don't think this is that season. We have LSU coming up, then Auburn, then Georgia. I think if we go 2-1 in that stretch, I'm really happy. If we go 1-2, not loving where we're at. Yeah, and I mean to get Harmon's goal of 11 wins, we would have to win out and hope we make the playoff as a 9-3 Vandy, which could happen. I mean, I don't know if it will, but could happen. But that is it for this episode. I will have one more episode of the Coordinator Climb series this week where we will finish the 2035 season, our fourth season at Vandy, and kind of have a good stopping point before the holiday break. And then I will have 3 episodes this week, hopefully, of the Colorado Rockies rebuild, just so I can finish the season there and get to a good stopping point. But I thank you all for watching. So far, we were able to play 9 games this episode. Pretty good. I think 6-3. We'll take that. We got some pretty tough games to close. But hey, I'm starting a redshirt freshman at QB, and he's not doing all that bad. Who knew? But I thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.